slap a QR code on this one later. Look at the video. Okay, hold on. Freeze. No freezing here. So let's see how you did. And remember, this is review, so if you got some of them wrong, it is not the end of the world. Okay? So here we go. The odds of Samuel waking up on time on Monday would be 1 to 99. State the probability of him waking up on time. All I need to see is this, right? You would add the 1 to 99 and go 1 over 100. If I asked you as a decimal, that'd be 0.01%, or, 0.01 as a decimal, 1%. So if it said, the probability of him sleeping in, then it actually would be 99%, right? Chance, but waking up is very low. Okay. The probability of a young fawn making it through its first year of life would be 0.45. Say the probability that against the fawn making it through the first year of life. So because it's as a decimal, you just go 1 minus 0.45, and so you're wanting this answer 0.55, or you could state it as a percentage. There's nothing saying you can't. You could have turned that into a fraction too, 45 over 100. So 55 over 100 is also acceptable. If the province doesn't state what format you're supposed to answer in, you pick whichever one you want, and there you go. And so this is the idea that probabilities only ever maximum 100% or 1. So if you say that, 45%, right, 45% not making it, that means that 45 making it, so 55% not making it, adding to our 100% pi, right? So please, when you do a probability, never have a denominator that's smaller than the numerator, because that's going to be wrong. I can guarantee you that already. Bag contains 4, 6, and 5, so 15 total. State the odds in favor of a yellow. So we want yellow and then not yellow next. So you just grab your 6 yellows, and you can add the 5 and the 4 if you'd like, to say, hey, 9 are not yellow. They add up to 15, correct? So that's a kind of like a check we want to have there. The odds against a red marble, that means that red is going to go here, and the marbles that aren't red are on the left side. I start with red, so 5 goes here, and then you can just go 6 and 4 is 10, or you go 15 minus the 5 you've already taken is also 10. So regardless of how you want to approach it, that's what you get. Reduce, this would be 5 goes in there 2 times, goes in there 1 time. I think when it's not too difficult to do, I'm going to do this anyways, because if it's a multiple choice question, the province tends to simplify their odds. So you might do the work, like, okay, this is supposed to be 10 to 5, you won't find your answer. You should be comfortable saying, oh, 2 to 1 is really the one that I'm supposed to be answering with, right? So you should see the relationship there. If Mary selects a blue marble, does not replace it. Okay, so we're down to 14, right? So right away, 14 left, okay? That is a given. You have 14 left. State the probability of James selecting a blue marble next, right? So we know we're out of 14. We used to have 4, and since 1 was taken out, it's 3 over 14. So in this case, it affected the number of blues, so from 4 to 3, and the total for sure is affected if you don't replace, right? So there you go. That's worth 2 marks because you get 1 for each today. For the province, it would still just be 1 mark. You don't even need to worry about the marks right now. Just make sure you write down the correct answer. Precision and uncertainty for the following measurements. Here the precision would be 0.01, okay, centimeters. Uncertainty is always half of that. Okay, so it's 0.005. Here, if it's a quarter of a foot, we're assuming that this ruler goes up by quarter of a foot. So the uncertainty would be half of that. half of 1/4 is 1/8 of a foot. If you chose to go by decimals, right, that would be your precision, and this would be your uncertainty, right? So both are okay in this case. Here, my precision, it's not 10, okay? Because you got to know, like, how much am I going up from marking to marking? You can just figure that out, that it is 5, or you can go high minus low divided by the number of gaps. You still get 5. So the precision is 5 centimeters. The uncertainty, therefore, would be 2.5 centimeters. Okay? What's the precision here? Right, you go from 1 to 2 here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually 1/4 of an inch. You can go high minus low. That is 1 divided by number of gaps. That's 4. So it's still 1/4 of an inch, so 1/4 of an inch. Uncertainty, therefore, will be half of that. It's 1/8 of an inch. Okay. A piece of tubing needs to be cut to 35 inches. What is the shortest possible length of this piece of tubing? Hint, use uncertainty. So when you see this, you're like, okay, the precision is 1 inch. Therefore, the uncertainty, what I could be off by, would be half of that, which is 0.5 of an inch. Okay? You could be over by half or under by half. So the min, it's asking for the minimum. It's 35 minus 0.5, which is 34.5 of an inch. Okay, that's your answer. That's the shortest possible in this scenario. Okay. Next, tolerance. It looks like this. You should have this format, right? This format is nominal plus or minus half of tolerance right now. That is the format we are looking at. You want to transfer it to this. Before you do anything, we do this. You figure out your max, your min, your tolerance, and your nominal like this. Okay? From this. So even if you forgot that this is the format we're in, you should be able to say, oh, this is 98 plus, what's half of 5? That's 2.5, right? So the maximum, if you add them, would be 100.5, okay? The minimum would be 95.5, because you subtract, you go 98 minus 2.5, okay? The tolerance is found by subtracting these two, or just knowing that this is it, right? It's 5, but it's max minus min for sure. The nominal is 98. Okay, so now you have everything you need to rewrite it into a different format. So the max I already have is 100.5 millimeters plus 5 millimeters, that's my tolerance, minus 0 millimeters, because I'm not going down any further. So I would give this 2 marks because you had to like figure out a bunch of pieces before you could put it together. Okay. Blast from the past, guys. Okay, 7. This one is a private sale, a used private. So used private, you buy it for $7,000. You need to use the book value to tax it, and this gets 0.07. So you're figuring out the PST you're going to pay on this car. And there's also safety, right? So that 80 is going to be taxed 5%, like that. So that's 7,000 plus, what is that, 630? And that's 84. Yeah. So this gives me 84. So we got 630 plus 84 plus 7,000. That's $7,714 exactly. That's already after tax. Do not add taxes again, okay? Because this is the PST portion you pay, and here you only pay GST. So these are already the taxes that apply here. Okay. If there would have been a lien search, You just add it on to this. Do not tax a lien, okay? All right, I hope you had fun with this. I can see